They were outside in the wind yesterday. Here's the moment of truth. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you all. Wednesday, April 1st, April Fool's Day. If you're into all of that, I hope you're having a great week so far. It is day 45 of the Chilli Grow Up. And yesterday they had a couple of hours in the sun. Even though the sun done wonders, the wind picked up quite a lot. So pretty much most of the plants got quite battered in the wind, got quite bent over. And this was, as we know, because I didn't have an oscillating fan when they were in the younger seedling stages. So this didn't give them the opportunity to get blown slightly back and forward to strengthen up the stems. So the wind did do them a bit of good, but hopefully not too much damage. So let's have a check through everything. Let's see if they're all okay. We're going to have a little look for any signs of stress, leaf stress, the root systems, and just a general checkup on all of our plants here today. Other than that, I hope you're having a great week so far and a great Wednesday. Let's have a little look, shall we? Let's get in to day 45. Start with the potted plants and the plants that I do have slight concern for. Now, as you can see, this is a large orange tie. And the leaves are quite curled, quite dry and crisp. It's showing it's quite stressed. Now there's not many plants that are showing this, but I assume the wind yesterday really did knock it about a bit. The sun was intense, but as you can see, we need to keep an eye, not stress this too much. Now the garden was going to get cleared up today. Excuse me, the garden was going to get cleared today. That's going to be in about 6-7 days time. So for now, they're going to spend the rest of the time under the light because the weather's going to be way too cold and we got storms coming. So let me just have a little look at this Kashmiri Birch, for example. The leaves are a little bit droopy, a little bit curled. Can you see those? It's had a bit too much stress, maybe a bit too much wind. But looking through everything else, we'll go through individually, they're looking alright. They look like they've survived the wind, strengthened their stems, and that's a good thing because we don't want them to get set back. So apart from this large orange tie, this Kashmiri Birch, everything else seems to be okay. They're a bit wobbly, but the actual leaves, you know, there doesn't seem to be much stress on them. Just a few of the plants. But let's have a little look through more individually and inspect them all. We can have a look at the roots as well. Let's have a check through everything. Let's start with some super hots. Here are some Armageddons. It's the first one in the cup. Looking great. And the roots are right down to the bottom. Look, let's just turn that. Starting to fill the bottom a bit there. Lovely, lovely. And then the second Armageddon here. A lot shorter. The leaves look great. And the roots are getting there, but not ready yet. Next up, we've got the habaneros. They're both very small still. Now this one, you see there's a little bit on the seed leaf, a little bit of yellowing. No signs of the roots yet. And the second. Now we've got some roots coming through. Lovely, lovely. Now we have 3 Tabascos. Here is the first. Looking great. Great roots coming through the bottom there. Here is the second. Very tall. Very, 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 very strong stem. And the leaves, the roots, sorry, are doing, oh, we've got roots right down to the bottom there, coming out the bottom. Now let's have a look at the third and final Tabasco. Really nice leaves, good and strong. A bit floppy on the stem, but some good roots coming through again. Not down to the bottom yet, but they're coming along nicely, I think. There we have some of the super hots. Here is a Carolina Reaper. Rock solid stem, not going anywhere. and that makes sense when the root system is that far down. Not to the bottom yet, but coming along nicely. Here is the second Carolina Reaper. Little bit bashed, it's still got a seed cap on the seed leaf. I don't want to pull it just in case. No roots yet, but it's coming along. The leaves are looking great. Next up, we have a third Carolina Reaper. In the cups, this is probably the most productive one so far. Very nice stem, lots of new shoots coming through. Dark green, broad flat leaves, no curling. Looking great, and a good root system too. Look at those coming through there. Not to the bottom. Oh, yep. Just see a few at the bottom, look. Perfect, that's coming along fantastic. Here we have a cayenne. A little bit flopped from the from the wind, I think, but it's growing super long, super strong. See, the stem is a bit weak, needs a bit more wind and a bit more strength, but still no roots yet. It's coming along though. Here's another cayenne. A lot more stronger in the roots, in the stem there, look, you can see. Very tall, but a lot more stable. And as you can see, more roots are coming right down the cup now. Doing fantastic. Next up, we've got a poblano. Solid stem, lots of leaves. Leaves are looking great, and the roots are about halfway, I'd say, 3/4. Here's another poblano. Beautiful leaves there. Stem's a bit wobbly, but it's okay. And the roots are doing fantastic. Right down to the bottom. Looking great. And finally, here is our one and only sweet banana, the mildest chili that we've got, between 0 and 500 on the Scoville. Rock solid stem, a beautiful root system coming all the way down to the side of the cups. And anything on the bottom yet? Just a tiny bit there at the back. Let's bring it round. There's the root there, just popping out the bottom. Just excellent. Sort these all out, because now they're getting that big that the leaves are actually getting caught in the cups when we're putting them back. But yeah, there we go. Looking all right. Looking good. Grapes, peppers. Okay, let's start with the Zebrange. Very tall, great stem, lovely leaves, and a fantastic root system. Look at that, going right down, starting to go along the bottom of the cup. Beautiful. Let's have a check of the second Zebrange. Smaller, but great leaves. A solid stem, does not move at all. And I'm not seeing much roots actually. No, but a good plant nonetheless. Here we have another Zebrange. I'm going to keep one out of the pot for now. Super strong stem. Lovely leaves. New leaves coming through. Look, new shoots. And the root system. About there, look. I think that's about as far as we've gotten it. Perfect. Here is another Zebrange. Solid stem. A bit leggy. But look at that at the bottom, really nice thick stem coming along there. Great leaves. And a very nice root system. Yep, it's getting right down to the bottom there. And I think, yep, we've got a little bit coming out the bottom as well. Just fantastic. So, a Sugar Rush Peach Stripey. Stem could do with being a bit more stronger. Lovely leaves then. and a beautiful root system. These striped peppers have done so well. All of them are growing very, very quickly and very strongly. Here's another Sugar Rush Peach Stripey. Solid stem, looking good. Not seeing much roots on it though. Nothing on the cup so far. That's okay though. Here we have another Sugar Rush Peach Stripey. Solid stem, really branching out here. See, these leaves might be a bit stressed on the bottom there. Apart from that one leaf, the rest of these are looking okay. And a great root system. Very nice root system. Just about to make it to the bottom. And then finally, another Sugar Rush. That's a Zebrangi, sorry. Here was the final Sugar Rush. It was right in the middle of this tub. Let me move that one over. Let's get this one out to have a little look. Getting caught up with the others. Okay. Bit flimsy on the stem. Quite leggy. But it's coming along. Some of these Scotch Bonnet MOAs. So here you have this one. Looking very nice, solid stem. And the roots. Yeah, they're making its way down to the bottom there. Just going to keep them out for a second because they've been draining well. I think it might be sitting in the fertilizer water for a little bit, so let's keep that out for now. Next up is another MOA. Very tall, very strong stem, and these leaves are just textbook. They're exceptional. Look at them. Really nice, and the roots all the way down to the bottom there, and just starting to poke out the bottom. Just fantastic. Here is another Scotch Bonnet. A bit leggy, so a bit wobbly there on the top, but the leaves aren't too bad at all. A little bit of curling, and not much roots at the moment. Here is another MOA. Bit leggy. Now, do you see what's happened here? Look, the seed leaves have kind of scorched away. I only just noticed that, so for sure something has happened to burn these seed leaves. Fertilizer, wind, the sun strength. So we'll need to keep an eye. The roots are going right down to about near the bottom, but we'll need to keep an eye on this one, because as you can see, those seed leaves do not look good. However, the true leaves are looking okay. So we'll have to take the gamble and just see how it goes. Let's move on to the ghost peppers next. Here is our first ghost pepper. Very tall, a bit weak on the stem, and a little bit of stress on the seed leaves. True leaves are looking all right. That one at the top's been a bit bashed, a bit scorched, I think. And the roots just about to hit the bottom there, look. Let's have a look at the second ghost. Now these leaves look a little bit curled, some curled up and some curled down. A little bit of yellow on the seed leaves. So this was for sure the light or the sun scorching it a little bit too much. Stem's good. Stems are, it could be better. Lovely roots right down to the bottom. Let's check out our third ghost pepper. Very nice. The leaves are looking good. A little bit of curling, but some nice new shoots coming through. Seed leaves are a little bit yellowed, and the stem, it's a bit wobbly, but we've got some solid roots coming down there, right down to the bottom. Just about to hit the bottom there. And then finally, we have our one and only Zimbabwe Black. Looking good, lots of new leaves. Lots of shoots at the side here. This is what I'm quite surprised about. I don't know which, I suppose these ones at the end were the seed leaves. But look at all these new ones that are coming through. All these new little shoots. Very exciting stuff. Rock solid stem and a very good root system. Just down the bottom there. Let's have a look at another tub. Let's have a look at some of the purple peppers now. Here is a Buena Mulata, probably the smallest one we've got. The stem is quite strong though for such a leggy little plant. New shoots coming through, very nice leaves. Nothing much on the root system as of yet. Here is the second. A little bit yellowing on the leaves, but new shoots coming through. Seed leaves, yep, new shoots coming at the bottom. Relatively strong stem and a decent root system. Yep, making its way to the bottom there. Okay, next up is a third Buena Mulata. Really nice leaves, new shoots. Lots appearing at the bottom there, that looks great. All these new shoots and leaves. Very strong stem. And the roots have just made it to the bottom, look. Just popping out the bottom. Beautiful. Let's move on to the dream catchers. Here is the first one. Leaves are a little bit bashed there, a little bit speckly. That one leaf. But we need to keep an eye on him. Coming along very nicely, I think. Not much of a root system yet. There it is, about there. But good strong stem. Just a little bit stressed and windswept, I think. Let's have a look at another dream catcher. Solid stem. Perfect leaves. Perfect leaves. Lots of production down the stem. And relatively decent root system. Another dream catcher. Solid. Looking good. A little bit of scar in there. A bit of sun scar in there. Sun scorched, I believe. And the roots are making their way down. Here's another dream catcher. Solid stem. Good leaves. And about 3/4 of the way on the roots. Here's the final dream catcher. Very good, strong, dark leaves there. Lots of new things coming through. The stem's even going a bit purple there, look. And the roots are going all the way down. About 3/4 of the way. It is a large orange tie. A bit leggy and a little bit curled on those leaves, as you can see. Solid stem, but definitely stressed. Beautiful roots though, look at that. There's two poking out there and one on this side. Really long root. Fantastic. Let's have a look at the second large orange tie. Now this is the one that we had in the beginning of the video, next to the potted large orange tie that you can see in the background there. So even though the stem is pretty, you know, in the wind, it was kind of doing this in the wind, no problem. But I think it did stress it a little. But it's doing okay. And the roots, look at these, right down to the bottom. Starting to fill the bottom of the cup. But doing good. Let's have a little look now at the Kashmiri Merch. Lots of lovely dark leaves, looking good. Shoots are coming down as well, and the stem solid. Great root system, about 3/4 of the way down. Let's check out another Kashmiri Merch. Here's a second one. Great leaves. Tilted a bit in the light, but quite bendy, but it's alright in the wind. And the roots making its way down there, right to the bottom. Let's have a look at the third Kashmiri Merch. Those leaves looking great. It's a bit flexy, a bit wobbly, but a very nice root system. Very nice indeed. Next up, let's have a look at a jalapeno. Lovely, a bit tilted on the leaves and a bit yellow on the seed leaves. But doing okay. And then we've got a very, very nice root system here. Look at those. And we've got them popping out the bottom as well. Now we have a black jalapeno. Does great in the wind. Small but mighty, looking good. And no roots showing just yet. Here is a second black jalapeno. Again, slow but coming along. Transplanted plants. Here we have a Kashmiri Merch. Let's take them out of the pot. Bit flexy. And I don't think any of the roots are coming through. So we'll just check the tops here with lots of nice leaves. Not too droopy. This one was a bit downturned yesterday. Looks like it's sprung back up a bit. Here is a large orange tie. Again, this is the one that we're going to have to keep an eye on. Looks quite stressed. Crispy dry leaves at the end. Downturned. I think it's either the wind stress or the sun. Too much sun scalding. Or it's too close to the light. I'm sure it'll be okay. Hopefully it doesn't set it back. Time will tell. Here is another Kashmiri Merch. Okay, the leaves are a little bit yellowed and a bit dry and a bit downturned. Again, these really did get thrown around yesterday in the wind. So I think it's all potential contributions could be causing this. But we'll just keep an eye on them, like I said. And here's a Kashmiri Merch. Looking lovely. The stem's a little bit, let's move them over a little bit like that. There we go. Looking great. Everything's alright with this one. Bit leggy, but doing good. The transplanted cayenne peppers. Here's the first one. Looking great. Good strong stem. Here's the second. Leaves are a little bit down, but not bad at all. Not as strong a stem, but it's not bad at all. Here's the third cayenne. Doing good. And the fourth. They're alright. A bit leggy on all four of them, but they're making it. They're getting there nicely. Armageddons. It's the first one. This plant is solid, solid, solid. Looking great. Nothing on the bottom just yet. I think they're all going to need more time. This is second Armageddon. Rock solid, but very small. Not much growth yet, but that's okay. Good stem. Good growth. Nice looking leaves. And the second. Bit wobbly. Leaves are okay. The plant has, as you can see, tilted a bit. But I think he's just straightening himself up. Should be okay. I hope. Here we have a jalapeno. The leaves look a little rigid, shall we say, and a little bit yellow. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that. Hopefully it wasn't too stressed from the sun and the wind yesterday. And here we have a Scotch bonnet MOA. Very small, but coming along. Looking great on its leaves and the stem. All good. Everything is checked, All of the plants are back under the lights, being adjusted, twisted round so they're going to adjust themselves, aim towards the light, straighten themselves up. I think apart from those few plants, that large orange tie and the Kashmiri Birch, there's a couple of others that are a little stressed, but I think most of the plants, even though that wind was crazy intense yesterday, I should have brought them in after about the 1 hour mark. They did get about an hour and 40 minutes. So, you know, it was a bit of a test for them. I think it has done them the world of good. As you can see, we've got some of these here, twisting them around so they are going to aim towards the light and they'll straighten themselves up. But yeah, I think everything's come along okay. Most of the plants, you know, apart from I'd say 3 or 4 of them, took that sun and wind really, really well yesterday. And we're just going to have to keep an eye on them and make sure they're all right. And if they have to stay inside for a bit and get more light instead, so be it. It's going to be about a week or 2 until it starts warming up anyway. And it's also not going to be until about a week's time until we get the garden cleared up and ready for these guys to go outside. So all in good time. I think, to summarise, they've done okay today. There's a couple to be concerned about, but I think they'll pull through. It's just they got quite a battering yesterday. I want to thank you all for joining us today. It means the world to me. We're at 49 subscribers. When I hit that 50, I'm going to be ecstatic. I just can't thank you enough. If you've anyone that's viewed, liked, shared, commented, subscribed, it just means the world to Lucy and I. It just gives me the drive to keep moving forward, the passion to do this and make this successful. I mean, look at all of this. This is cool, eh? And to be able to share it with you guys, it's really awesome. And just thank you for sharing your time. Time is precious, and you're able to spend some of your own time, your own life to watch this miserable old middle-aged so-and-so and his dog moan and groan about his chilies. I just thank you so much. And I genuinely mean this when I say it every time. That's why I say it every time. I really hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Have a great week and have a great weekend coming up. You take care of yourself. Make sure you look after me, myself and I, because no one's going to throw you a lifeline if you're drowning. Take care, and we will see you tomorrow. We'll see you Thursday. Thank you all. Goodbye.